Hello, this is Ms. Harris here to talk to you about measurement conversions metric system. And the strategy that we're going to be using is called the King-Henry strategy. All right, so the steps that you need to know. You want to write the letters down to the story. The story is King Henry drove my little green Dodge car Monday. So the letters to each of these words stand for the units of measurement in the metric system. K is for kilo, M for in my stands for meter, L in little stands for liter, G in green stands for gram, car, the C stands for centi or centi, and M on Monday stands for milli. Step 2, you want to read the questions to know which letter to start on and which letter to stop on. Remember that every letter in the box is always by itself in the question. So if they're using abbreviations for meter, liter, and grams, and you only see one M, you only see one L, you only see one G, then you know you should be in the box when you're making your movements from one place to the next. Step 3, you're going to draw your humps to go from one letter to the next, and remember to only touch the box one time. Step 4, what you do to the letters, you do it to the numbers. So I'm going to write the number down from the question, find the decimal point. Remember that if you don't see a decimal point, all whole numbers have one. It's at the back. Just like when you think about money, if I have $2, I can see just a dollar sign and a 2, or I could see a dollar sign, the number 2, and the decimal point with the zeros at the back. So all numbers have a decimal point, whether you see it or not, is located at the back if you do not see it. Step 5, start on the decimal point and go the same way and make the same amount of humps that you did on the letters. And then you write your answer. All right, let's see what that looks like. So, question 1, 8.5 liters is equal to blank milliliters. And then you also read that decimal correctly. 8 and 5/10 of a liter equals blank milliliters. All right, so first I write the letters to my story. King Henry drove my little green Dodge car Monday. Every time you say it, just write the letters. And remember to put the box around your base words, meter, liters, and grams. MLG should always have a box around it. All right, step 2, I look at the question. They gave me liters, and they want me to change it to milliliters. So I want to start on the L. The L is in the box. So remember, if I'm already in the box, on the box, then wherever I'm supposed to be going, I can't stay in the box. So if you get confused about those M's, just in case. And again, if I only see one M, that's when I'm the M in the box. All right, and they want me to change it to my first letter in the second part is M. And so again, I'm already touching the box, and I can only touch the box one time. So I'm not talking about the M that's here. It's talking about the M that's at the back. So we want to make humps and count as we go. 1. Again, I can only touch the box one time. So I can't make a hump from L, G, and then touch the D. No, only touch the box one time. I'm already starting on the box, so I have to go to the next letter. All right, that was 1, 2, and 3. All right, the next step, write the number down from the question. 8.5. I already see a decimal point, so I don't have to try to find it. I already see it. Start on the decimal. The same way that you went on the letters, you're going to do the same thing on the numbers. Let's go. 1. All right. 2 and 3. When you stop making your humps, your decimal point has moved. It's not here anymore. We moved it here. So when you stop making your humps, make sure you draw your decimal point at the end of your line. All right, and now we always fill empty places with a 0. I see an empty spot here and an empty spot here. So 8.5 liters is equal to 8,500 milliliters. Try another one. All right, technically, you will see it doesn't have a whole number, so technically it's supposed to be a 0 in front of that decimal point. All right, so the question says 7,500 kilograms are equal to blank grams. Step 1, I write down my letters from my story. King Henry drove my little green Dodge car Monday, box MLG. All right, next step, I look and see in the question what letter do I need to start with and what letter am I going to. Again, if I have 2 letters, you look at the first letter to let you know. So I'm starting on the K, and then I have 1 letter here. Remember, all letters that only have 1, that means they're in the box. If I only see 1 letter, I'm in the box. All right, here we go. 1, 2. All right, I know I want to get to the G, but remember, I only touched the box 1 time. So I've touched the box. G is in the box, so I stop. All right, so I made 3 humps. Next, I write down the number from the question. All right, find my decimal point. I see it, so I don't have to find it. All right, and I do the same thing I did up here. I need to do it on the numbers. So start on the decimal, and I'm going to the right. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Put my decimal point where I stopped. Cross out the 1 I started with. All right, empty spaces, fill in with a 0. All right, so I have a whole number, 750. That's 0 in the front. You don't have numbers that start with a 0, so we just drop that 0 in the front. Okay. Next, my question says 65 liters is equal to blank milliliters. I write my story. King Henry drove my little green Dodge car Monday. The more you say it, the more you remember. Box MLG. All right. My question is giving me liters, wants me to change it to milliliters. So L, any letter that's by itself, that means I'm in the box. So I'm starting in the box. And my first letter on this side is an M, so I have to go to the M. Again, I'm already on the box, so I can't be talking about the M in the box. I have to be talking about the other one. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. All right, write the number down from the question. This time, I don't see a decimal point, but where is it? At the back. Decimal points are at the back when you don't see them. Because again, think about your money. I can show just the dollars, or I can show the dollars and the cents. All right. The same thing I did on the letters, I got to do it to the number. All right, so I start on the decimal point. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. I make the same amount of humps that I made with the letters. When I stop, I put my decimal point, cross out the decimal that I started with, because it's not there anymore. We moved it. All right, and then empty places, we put a 0. All right, so I write down my answer. And my comma goes here. 65,000 milliliters. Okay, try one more easy one, and then we're going to look at word problems. Okay, 864 centigrams is equal to blank grams. So let's see. I'm going to start with my story. King Henry drove my little green Dodge car Monday. Box MLG. All right. In my question, I'm starting with CG. Remember, use the first letter. So I'm starting on C. And where am I going? To G. Any letter that's by itself is in the box. All right, so let's count 1 and 2. Remember, once I touch the box, that's it. So I write the number down from the question. And then I find my decimal. I do not see one. I got to find it. Where is it? At the back. And now I go the same way. 1, 2. When I stop, I put my decimal point, cross out the one I had at first. All right, so my answer, write it just like you see it, 8.64. And the way we read that is 8 and 64 hundredths grams. All right, remember you're supposed to be pressing pause, trying it yourself, and then press play to check your work. All right, so let's look at see how it works when you're reading a word problem, but it works the same way. Mervin drove his car for 15 kilometers to get to work. How many meters did Mervin drive to get to work? All right, so I circle what's important. I see 15 kilometers. The question, how many meters did he drive to get to work? And I see the word meters. All right, kilometers, meters. When I see those words, the first thing my mind should say, King Henry. So I write my letters. King Henry drove my little green Dodge car Monday. Put a box around MLG. All right, next in the question, they told me I have 15 kilometers and they're asking me to change it to, they want my answer to be in meters. All right, so I'm going to start on the K because K stands for kilo. And I'm trying to go to meters. Remember, meters is a base word, so that letter is in the box. M is a prefix. Millimeters is when I'm going to the M at the end. But meters is my base word, so it's in the base. All right, so let's count. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's write the number down from the question. 15. Find my decimal point. I don't see it, so I put it at the back. And I go the same way that I went when I was on the letters. Go. 1, 2, 3. When I stop, be sure to put the decimal point. Cross out the decimal point that was already there or that you started with. Plug in empty spaces with a 0. Notice that I'm putting my zeros down inside those pockets. Do not sit them on top up here because sometimes that gets some people confused and they end up with too many zeros. So make sure you send them in the pocket, literally in the spaces, empty spaces. Okay, and then so my answer will be 15,000 meters. All right, next. Ryan put 3 liters of water in a bucket. How much water in milliliters did Ryan put in the bucket? Remember, stop and try it yourself and then press play to check your work. Circle was important. 3 liters. The question, how much water in milliliters did Ryan put in the bucket? And then they helped you out. They made this milliliters bold for you. So you understand, even though I started with liters, I want my answer to be in milliliters. All right, so as soon as I see those words, I'm writing out my King Henry drove my little green Dodge car Monday. Box MLG. All right, number from the question. Find my decimal point. Oh, I skipped a step, didn't I? What you do to the letters, you do to the number. So I need to do my letters first. My apologies. So I need to start on the L because it was given to me 3 liters. So liters is in the box. And milliliters, that's my M that's back here. Not the M in the box. The M in the box is meters. All right, so let's count. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm ready to do my number. 1, 2, 3. Wherever I stop, put my new decimal point. Cross out the old one. Empty spaces, put a 0. So how much water in milliliters did Ryan put in the bucket? 3,000 milliliters. All right, let's go one more. And it's a little challenging, multi-step, but I think you can do it. Remember, you read word problems like a story. What happened first, what happened next, and then make sure you answer their question. All right, Sonny bikes 4 kilometers and 300 meters. Jamie bikes 5 kilometers. Colbert bikes 3 kilometers more than Sonny. How many total meters did the 3 boys bike? What's important? I have Sonny having 4 kilometers and 300 meters. Jamie has 5 kilometers. Colbert bikes He doesn't bike 3 kilometers. It says he bikes 3 more than Sunny. All right, and then my question, how many total meters? My answer choices are in meters. All right, so that means I'm converting kilometers to meters. All right, go in order. Sunny bikes 4 kilometers and 300 meters, and they want my answer to be in meters. First off, I write my story, King Henry drove. Put a box around. Okay, now my answer is in meters. I got 4 kilometers and 300 meters. So I'm going to sit that 300 to the side. And sometimes you want to label your stuff so you don't get information confused. So I'm not going to do anything to the 300 because it's already in the units that I want. The only thing I need to worry about is the 4. So kilometers, K. And I'm going to change it to meters. So remember, meters is my base word, so I'm in the box. 1, 2, 3. All right, write my number down, 4. Find my decimal point. Same thing I did to the letters, 1, 2, 3. And show my decimal point when I finish. All right, cross out the one I had empty places with the 0. So Sunny has 4,000 meters and he already had 300. And if my question is asking me about a total, what do you think I need to do with the 300 I already had and the 4,000 I just found? That's right, I need to add them. So Sunny has 4,300 meters. All right, but we're not done. The question said how many total meters did the 3 boys bike? So I need to find out everybody. Jamie bikes 5 kilometers. All right, so now my number is 5. I'm still using kilometer and meter, so I don't have to draw any more humps and letters. I can use what I got. So find my decimal point. 3, 1, 2, 3. My new decimal point is here. Cross out the old one. Drop the zeros in the empty spaces. All right, so Jamie has, and I'll put a J for Jamie, 5,000. All right, and now we need to figure out Colbert. Now, Colbert bikes 3 kilometers more. Now, it did not say Colbert has 3. Make sure you read your questions more than one time. Colbert bikes 3 more than Sunny. So what did Sunny have? How many kilometers did Sunny have? Bikes 3 kilometers more. So Sunny had 4 kilometers. So 4 more means to add. So 4 plus 3, 7. So Cobra had how many kilometers? Not 3. He had 7. So we're still using the same letters. So I put my 7. My decimal point is at the back. 1, 2, 3. And drop my 3 zeros. And now I know that Cobra has 7,000. And be sure to read your question again because you need to answer their question. How many total meters did the 3 boys bike? So if I have the word total, I got 3 different numbers. What am I about to do? Yes, about to add. So stack those numbers up correctly. Remember to start at the back. So 16,300 meters should have been your answer. All right, I hope this video was helpful. Be sure to play it again and practice with it. Press pause. Try it yourself on scratch paper, not in your head, on paper. Press play to check yourself. Thank you for watching.